Hi, and welcome to this explainer video where I will demonstrate how to use Pronestor Insights. So first of all, the whole idea of having an analytical module is for you as an administrative user to get to know the behavioral patterns of your users, how they utilize your facilities, and how you can adapt to needs, understand patterns in order to optimize the facility usage and hence their work processes. So first of all, what you see here is the dashboard where at the top you see the 5 metrics that Pronestor Insights is based on. So first of all, you have the occupancy, capacity, room bookings, visitors, and external meetings. If I click on capacity, you'll see here that the data changes and also in regarding to the top 10 rooms. This is identical for all metrics. If, for instance, I click on occupancy and I would like to see room 1216, which is the one with the highest number of bookings, if I click here, you'll see here that the metrics are all displayed with a monthly average score, and you'll see the development. If you click on show more details, you get specifically for this room, and that is again similar to if you click on capacity, it's still the same room that is being analyzed. Yes. However, what you can also do is that what I'll always suggest is that you use the filter option in order to, do you want to see all location or one specific location? Do you want to include all meeting rooms? Do you have a specific wish for a room capacity? And also work hours has a significant impact on your analysis. Click on update and then the data will show you in regards to your filter options. If we go to, for instance, occupancy, you'll see here on the first graph that all the meeting rooms, they are piled in regards to their room capacity. The occupancy score is an analysis in regards to the room's popularity. So it means, for instance, how much time a room is booked within the selected work hours. So you'll get an average score here, and if you scroll down, you will have an overview in regards to the meeting rooms and hours booked, and you can see in regards to the color coding how much the meeting rooms are booked. This is again in regards to the pooling of all meeting rooms having a capacity of 1, 4, 6, 8, and etc. If you click on, for instance, show data per room, you will get all the meeting rooms that have a capacity of 1, 4, and etc. And you will see here the different color coding in regards to their occupancy. What's relevant here for you is, for instance, to understand if you have complaint for your users in regards to the lack of available meeting rooms, is that, well, we can actually see that for the meeting rooms with a capacity of 4, that the utilization is very, very different. And the Pronestor Insights can get you some of the way to understand that, for instance, the meeting room 104 is very occupied, whereas if you go to the meeting room 110, it's slightly less occupied. What you need to do is to gather empirical data from your users in order to understand, well, these meeting rooms that are less utilized, is it because of they are mal-equipped? Is it something about the temperature, the location, etc., in order to optimize accordingly? What's also super neat is if you scroll down, you actually get like a heat map showing, well, on a weekly basis, like where is the intensity of the meeting bookings, and also you as a administrative user, you can guide your users accordingly if they don't know like which is the perfect time for me to plan a meeting. If I move on to capacity, what you'll see here is the same approach, where first you have the graph with the average score, and again the meeting rooms, they are piled in regards to their capacity. What you'll see here is, for instance, that the development is that the larger the meeting room, well, the worse the capacity score. And the capacity score is based on an algorithm calculating what's the total capacity of the meeting room versus the invited attendees. So what you'll see here scrolling down is also, as with the one before, you'll see here the color coding in regards to the capacity score. So clicking on show data per room, what you'll see here is that if you go down, let's say, well, the minimum of 4, they're quite well equipped. And if you move along, let's say you go to the next section, you'll see that the larger the meeting room, the poorer the capacity score, which means that the users of this specific data set within this organization, they have a tendency of booking meeting rooms that have a capacity that's much larger than the total number of attendees. And again, a suggestion to contextualize this is for you to say, well, if we are in lack of meeting room facilities, if the larger meeting rooms, they have a very bad capacity score, whereas the meeting rooms with a capacity of 4, they are utilized almost to its maximum. An idea would be, for instance, to split the larger meeting rooms into smaller meeting rooms in order to accommodate the needs from your users. The booking metric right here, it shows, well, if you, for instance, it's correlated to our product Pronestor display, which means that right here you'll actually be demonstrating like what is the total number of meeting plannings generated from your Outlook. If you were to have Pronestor display, for each of these bars, it will actually show a division of confirmed meetings, spontaneous meetings, and no-show. And the progression would likely be that the no-show would fall because of the behavioral pattern from users knowing that if you don't confirm or if you don't show up, well, the meeting room will be released for others to use. So the approach here is the same. You click on show data to get it from specific meeting rooms. And if you go on click visitors, you will see right here also for the specific time period, like what is the total amount of visitors over time. If you go down also, you will see here again like the color coding in regards to its intensity. And what's super relevant for the reception is also to know, well, at what given point during the week is it most intense, and this will help them, for instance, staff better. This will give them an indication of them needing to pre-register if they have larger events or big conferences, etc. Also here you have external meetings, and what you'll see here again is that external meeting, it's a measurement of how big a percentage of meetings has external participants. So why is this relevant for you to know? Well, it's also relevant for you to know because that right now for the other metrics you only include internal usage of your facilities, and if you have like a lot of client meetings, etc. Well, it's also relevant to know, well, how for all the meetings held, like how many external visitors are actually included. The last one is the cancellation, where the cancellation is an algorithm calculating how well are your users, how good are they to cancel their meeting in advance. And the higher the room capacity, well, the algorithm calculates that if you, for instance, have booked a meeting room that has a capacity of 249, if you cancel, let's say, a week prior to the meeting, well, you get a bad score. Whereas if it's a meeting room with a capacity of 4, the likelihood of someone else booking it is quite high. So this is relevant again because that if you're a larger organization and you have large meeting rooms and people have a tendency to book them like say 6 months in advance and then cancel the meeting 1 week prior to a conference, this blocks other users to organize and book these large meeting rooms for other internal events, which means that they're forced to book externally, which is like an additional cost added to the organization. Again, it's also the same approach where you have for each meeting room, and you have the score, and also you have the color coding. So this is the basic steps of Pronestor Insights, and again, it's extremely useful for you to understand the user's behavioral patterns, how they use your facilities, what booking patterns exist within your organization, and combine that with imperial data that you get from your users in order to optimize accordingly.